My name is Ankit Jain. I welcome you all to my channel, Tech Journey with Ankit. Today's video is in the continuation of our Data Cloud Part 1, where we have discussed how you can integrate your CRM org with the Data Cloud org. Again, here we are discussing the scenario where Data Cloud org is something which is not installed on your Salesforce CRM. It has been altogether available as a different instance. And from the Salesforce, you have to go and integrate with that Data Cloud org. In the last part, we have configured the name credentials, external credential on the Salesforce org, and also we have created the connected app on the Data Cloud org, and we have also done the successful authentication as well. In this video, we will see how we can make the Apex callout from the Salesforce CRM to the Data Cloud org to fetch the data and make our queries. Before we get started, in case you folks like to have one-to-one connect with me or also want to download the code that we are building today, then I will recommend you guys to go on the top mate. If you go to the top mate, you will guys see that there are two options which are available here. You can have one-to-one connect with me. Moreover, you can also explore a few of the digital products which are available. For example, the admin guide. This is the latest admin guide based on the Agentforce update. The LWC notes that we have covered in our bootcamp along with the code that we have developed in the bootcamp. You can also download the Data Cloud Guide. Whatever the code that we will be building today, it will be available with the Data Cloud Guide with you folks. Moreover, in case you folks are preparing for the interview and looking for the in detail list with all the different types of question with the detailed solution, then you can also explore this interview prep guide as well. Right? Moreover, in case you folks like to have one-to-one connect with me, or you want to join the Telegram group to connect to a wider community, you guys can do that from the Telegram channel as well. We already discussed about this kind of configuration where we do have the Salesforce org available and we do have the Data Cloud org available. Both are available on the different instance. As an admin or as a developer, how you should make the decision. It's more like an architectural decision whether the Data Cloud should be available on the same Salesforce org or altogether as a different instance. But these are the different benefits that we already discussed in the last session. We have already discussed what all different steps that needs to be done. We have done the authentication, connected app creation, external credential management. We have also created the name credential as well. Right now, in this part, we will be exploring how you can make the callouts from the Salesforce. Again, what we will be building in this today's session here is we will be making the callouts to the one of the APIs which is available on the Data Cloud org, with the help of which we can make the queries on the Data Cloud tables. So the API that we will be using here is the Query Data V2 API. Again, let's have a quick study about the documentation about this API. So you have to send the post request on this endpoint, right? If it is a SSO2 query 2, this is the endpoint which is available on which you have to send the request. You have to set the header content type as an application JSON and the body that you have to send, because this is the post request that we are sending. So you have to send the body which is having the key as the SQL, and you have to send the SQL query based on which you want to fetch the data. Again, what this method will return? This method will return the response type as 200 with the details that you have requested. Again, this method will return the output in the form of batch. In case you guys want to get the next batch, then you have to go and populate the next batch ID from the output that you are getting here, and you can go and fetch the next batch as well. Without further delay, you can get started by implementing how you can make the API calls from the CRM org to the Data Cloud org. Again, to do that, we have already set up our instance. I'll be making the call from the developer console to the APIs which are to the data which is available in the Data Cloud. We have already created the query editor in the past session or explored the query editor. The kind of a query that I want to run here is I want to make my query on the individual object where I want to fetch the records from the individual where I'm interested to fetch, for example, like the last name for now. You can fetch the multiple columns as well, but here for the simplicity, I'm only fetching the last name and click on the run query and I'm getting the 10 records. These are the 10 records that I want to make the call from my Salesforce CRM org to the Data Cloud org to go and fetch this data. So what I am doing here is org where we have created the name credential. I'm navigating to the developer console and creating the new class here. I'm naming that class here as the data cloud callout. Again, I want to make this class more generic. Again, to do that, what I will be doing here is I will be accepting the SQL as the input parameter. So let me go and create one method, public static void, and get data cloud records. And here I am accepting the SQL, right? But again, what we discussed in the form of documentation here is whenever we have to send the request, we have to send the body in this form. So what I will have is this SQL. Now, based on this SQL, I have to go and prepare the body. To prepare the body, what I will be doing here is I will be using the out-of-the-box class available from the Salesforce, that is the JSON generator class. You can either go to the first link to get some examples, or let me navigate here. If I'm not wrong, they have given few examples how you can use the JSON generator class. Here I want to go and use the method like the create generator. No, it is not available on the first link. Let's check the another link whether it is available here, right? So you can take this example to understand how they are generating the JSON based on the input. I also want to do kind of the same thing. So very first thing that I am doing here is I am using this JSON generator class to create the JSON. So here I go and set this particular flag value to true. Now the next thing that I have to do here is once I have started the generator, I have to start writing down the object, because whenever we say the JSON, we have to go and start writing down this object. So how to start write down this object? The method which is available here is the gen write start object. So here I go and paste gen write start object. Now again, as the in the form of my body, I have to go and first put the string field, and after that I have to go and specify the value as well. So again, if I navigate to the documentation, they are doing the kind of the same thing. Here we have to go and write down the string field in my JSON, where I am putting the key here as the SQL, and whatever the SQL that I am getting in the form of input parameter, here I go and pass that SQL, right? So my string field is ready. Now the next thing that I have to do here is whatever the JSON that we are getting, right? We have to go and convert that JSON as well, right? So the next step that I will do here is the JSON that I do have, I will go and convert that JSON. So here I am getting the string of the JSON. So first I have started writing down the object. Inside that I have populated the fields. After that I am converting that object so that we are getting the string out of this generator. So here I go and I am getting the string here. Now I do have my body ready so that I can go and make the API call to the body. So let me give the more logical name here as the JSON. Now, as a part of next step, what I will be doing here is I'll be making the HTTP request, HTTP. After that, I'll be making the HTTP request instance is equal to new HTTP request. So there are different parameters that needs to be sent. So first, I am setting the method. Method will be the post method. Right. After that, I will be setting the endpoint. So what will be the endpoint? So here I go and put the set endpoint. Now to get the endpoint, we have to first get the instance of the org, right? Or either from the my domain org, or you can again use out of the box classes that Salesforce have provided, with the help of which you can get the domain URL. Why we are doing this? Because in case I have to make the call, I need this instance URL, right? So to get that instance URL, I'm navigating to my target org, opening the anonymous window and executing the command that is the get org domain URL. Again, in case you guys don't want to copy and paste, simply go here, look for the URL class in Salesforce right? You will get the first link and you can have the my domain URL directly with you. If I go and execute it, I will get my target domain URL. So let me also click on the open log, click on the execute button. And this is the domain URL on which I have to go and make the Apex call. We have already configured this domain URL while we have configured the name credential. So I don't have to do this again. What I can directly do here now is I can directly use this name credential. So this is the name credential that we have built. So coming back to the developer console, here I am saying that Callout data cloud integration. What is the exact endpoint that I have to hit? Again, from the documentation, I can go and put /services/data, all these things, right? /services/data version 63 SSOT query v2. This is the endpoint that I will be hitting. Moreover, if you guys want, you can set few more things. Again, one more mandatory parameter that we have to set here is the body, because we are sending the post request. So here my body is available in the JSON body. So here I go and do that. I'll also be setting the few headers as well. So request.set header. Here I am passing my first header. As per the documentation is the content type. And the value that I am passing here is the what kind of response that you are expecting. So here I am saying that I am expecting the application /JSON. Right? So this is the header that needs to be passed. So we have set the method, we have set the endpoint, we have set the body, right? Again, one more thing that I want to set is the timeout. So after how much timeout, the request should be considered as the timeout. So I am putting this value. The value that I am putting here, it is in the milliseconds. Okay, so here I am putting the 30,000 milliseconds, after which my request should be called timeout. Now my request is also ready. Now I'll be sending the request. To send the request, I'll be using the try catch block. Here I am putting the catch exception yes. Right. One typo that I am doing here is it should be HTTP. And here I am making the call. So I'm handling the response. Send, and here I am sending the request. Now, once I send the request, what all different outputs that can be possible? Let me go and first simply print those outputs. So here I am putting the system.debug response.get status code. So that here I am putting the system.debug response.get status, and again the system.debug response.get code. Let's go and try to understand what all different things that we are getting once we are making this API call. So we have saved our changes. Navigating here, we will be make that API call. I will be using the same SOQL query that I am putting up here. So this is the SOQL query that I do have, and here I go and put the string SQL is equal to. I am using the same SOQL query, removing all the additional codes that I do have here. It is not required. Right, and putting only the start code and the end code followed by the semicolon. Now I'll be making the call to this method. So here I go and put the data cloud callout dot get cloud records, and here I am passing my SQL query. Let's go and see what kind of output that we are getting. Line 1, column 14. Are we missing something? Yes, we missed to close this SOQL query. So let me go and do that and click on execute. Let's go and validate what kind of output that we are getting. What is the response code? So here you guys can see we are having the success response code. And moreover, we are also getting the records from the third-party system. Right? If you guys want to see the log file in more detail, let me go and open the row log. And here you guys can see this is the kind of an output that we are getting. This is the kind of an output that we are getting. I hope it makes sense to you, right? What we are getting here is this kind of an output. Now, the next thing that I will be doing here is I will be checking the status code, and based on the status code, I will be returning the output also. So, as I said, I want to create a kind of a generic method. So what I will do here is, let me go here and put response dot get status code. It is 200, or response dot get status code. It is 201, right? I will be storing this data. So again, the way I will be storing this data into the map collection. So what I will do here is, how we can go and store this data into the map. So let me go and first define the map collection here. Here I am putting the map. My data will be available in the form of string, comma, object, right? So and here I am putting the JSON response is equal to new map of string, comma, object. Why it's string, comma, object? Because let me first show you the reasoning behind putting the string, comma, object. If you see the kind of a response that we are getting, this is my string, and this complete thing is the object, right? This complete thing is the object. That's why here I am putting that I am getting the response in the form of string, comma, object. Now the next thing that I will do here is I will go and store this response in this map collection. So here I go and put the JSON response is equal to, how you can go and get the response from the JSON. So we do have out of the box method, that is deserialized untype. Again, I'm very bad in spelling, so let me look for the exact method name here. This problems does not come in case you guys are using the editor, and that's what I will recommend. I am doing this on the developer console because for one class I don't want to connect. Being lazy. But again, this should not be the good practice. You guys should do it on the VS Code only. Now here I am making it deserialized untype, and I am passing my complete JSON here. What this method will return? This method will return you the map collection. That's why we have created the map collection. But what I need to do here is I have to go and typecast it to store it into the map. So here I have done my typecasting as well. Right now the response is available in the form of map collection. Any error that we are getting? Let me check what is the error. Unexpected token on line number 23. Okay, this is the one that is unexpected. Okay, now what we have to do here is I'm not interested in the data part. I'm only interested in this particular thing. So which is nothing but the collection of records. So what I will do again, I will go and get the collection of records from here. So how to get the value from the map? So to get the value from the map, here I will be using the JSON response dot get. What I want to get here is the data. So here I go and put the data. Again, what it will return? It will return me the list of records. So what I am putting up here is, here I do have the list of, and again what I need to do, I have to do the conversion, or I need to do go and do the typecasting. So here again I have to do the typecasting to get the list of object, and here I am putting the record. Here I am putting the record list. Let me go and put the semicolon in the end. First I got the map. From the map I am getting the list of records, right? And this is list of records only I am returning. So what I will go and do here is, rather than I go and put the return type as void, because this is the generic method, that's what I will be creating. Anyone can go and call this method and get the list of records. So here I go and return the records list. Here I go and return the record list. Similarly, in case nothing has been done, then I will go and return the I will go and return the check if case there are any errors. Okay, it says that something is missing, so try catch is over. This is also over. I believe we do have the one extra. Let me go and save. This is closing. At line number 33. Line number 3. Only the missing return statement. Required return type as the list. I believe here also, in case nothing goes good, then we go and return the. In case the response is not successful, we will go and return the. Right. So this is how we have created the method. Let's do the final check whether it is working as expected or not. So this time I am expecting the list of objects while making the call. Here I go and put the record list, and let me go and print the record list. System.debug. That is the record list that I am printing. So here I go and click on the execute button to have the complete record list that has been fetched from the data cloud. So you can see these are the details that we have fetched from the data cloud, and I'm able to manage, go and put it up here. I hope you folks found this video helpful, got the understanding how you can integrate from the Salesforce org to the data cloud org. As I mentioned, 60 to 70% of the implementations that are happening today, everyone is having the different instance of the data cloud. So there will be a scenario definitely where you have to go and fetch the data from the data cloud. Again, as I said, there are multiple options which are available, but in the case of ad hoc basis, if you have to go and fetch the data, then definitely query is also one of the options, considering your what is the API's limit that you want to take into the picture. For the time being, thank you. Have a good time.